Sonic Labs, they've got a whole lot of hype, a whole lot of bridge liquidities hidden there. There's a point system over there. You can get some free S, and it's a DeFi delight. So I'm going to teach you about it, and I'm going to show you a little bit of how to get amongst it. Let's dive in. If you don't know who I am, my name is Seb Montgomery, and I mostly cover Solana content. I'm the general manager of validator.com. However, I'm interested in anything related to crypto and DeFi in particular. Now, this man here, Andre Cronje, I apologize if I've got that name wrong. He is co-founder and architect of Sonic Labs, and the guy is an absolute goat when it comes to DeFi stuff. He built Yearn, which was fantastic in the previous cycle, the Keeper, and he's the co-founder, as I said, of Sonic Labs. Sonic Labs was called Phantom, and they rebranded, and this is perfect. Whole lot of attention is coming their way, and I want to show you how you can get amongst it. Firstly, I'm going to show you deBridge. If you're just used to Solana, then deBridge is how you check an EVM wallet to see like where your moolah is at. So let's just have a look. I've got a little bit of wrapped ETH, a little bit of USDC over on Base. I've got some stuff on BNB chain. Don't really want to sell my Bitcoin at this level, so I might bridge it across from here. In order to bridge, there are multiple options out there, but I'm personally very, very fond of deBridge. Got a referral link, you can use it or you don't, I don't really mind. We're going to go ahead and we're going to connect from the MetaMask network on Base, so from MetaMask on the Base network using MetaMask to connect across and to bridge across to Sonic. So we're going to go and select Sonic, and I'm going to get some S, and I'm going to go and move across. This is just a tutorial wallet, so by the way, there's no alpha in tracking this wallet, to be perfectly honest. Sorry, I made a mistake there. You need to select the right network at Base, and I've got some ETH, some wrapped ETH, a little bit there. I might go with this, to be perfectly honest. Let's take this. I'm going to send it all, convert it into Sonic, bridge it over. Now, of course, it's a down market at the moment. I'm very, very fond of playing on these blockchains, having a bit of fun, because at the end of the day, prices go up, prices go down. You learn and experience, and at the end of the day, like, let's make crypto fun again. I like to learn. Learning's fun. Confirm trade. You can see this. I have to approve. This is what's normal in the EVM world. Confirm. And I'll be sending this from the Base network to someone else, probably on the Base network, that buys it and then distributes me Sonic tokens in an all very complex but workable, audited, fantastic backend. That's just magic. You receive 490 S tokens. Done, just like that. So fast, minimal fees, absolutely brilliant. Here I've got the network enabled, but we can add it another way as well if we didn't see it here. 490 S. All right, let's go on to the next bit of news. So just switch back to Phantom before we get like right into it. Phantom to S is the most successful rebranding in crypto history. And when Andre left, Phantom was dead, one of the most inactive L1s with barely any builders left. And it was true, the previous cycle didn't happen. Everything changed when Andre decided to come back and Phantom kicked off its rebranding. TVL, BAM, volume, revenue, and now it's pulling in a whole lot more attention. Now, if we have a look at Messari, love Messari, we can see Sonic Labs here, a bit of a blurb on it. I can prompt it, get a whole lot of jazz, and get a recap, which is perfect. It's a very fast EVM network. Very, 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 very fast. But we need to look at Phantom because they did some fundraising. I don't know how much money they have left because we don't have access to that. But they did raise a whole lot, 120 million, 5 rounds, 19 investors back from 2021 all the way through to 2022, and then even more here. So it's not all listed here, but they raised a decent amount. So I'm guessing they've got a pretty decent war chest. This is their Twitter here. If you recognize this, give it a follow. Maybe flick on notifications because there's a whole lot of information coming out that you want to stay on top of. And I'll do my best to stay on top of it, but there's a whole lot of stuff in crypto. You want to be there as well. Their link tree points to the points dashboard, which is what you want to look at. And if you do hold FTM, you can upgrade FTM to S right here. You could probably just, if it's too complex for you, you could just send to an exchange and just sell it for S if you wanted. But this is worthwhile, and bridging. You can do the bridge a different way, but I use deBridge because it's just fast and easy. So let's go ahead and connect our wallet. I use MetaMask, but you can use Rainbow or Rabby wallet. MetaMask, it's kind of, if you know what you're doing, it kind of works. This is a tutorial wallet, and I'm already playing with my main wallet elsewhere. Here we go to point system. I'm going to log in with X. This will create a referral link. So use my referral link, help fund me essentially making more content, because I'll show you many of the apps, particularly on the DeFi use case. I don't have a code, so I'll flick in Sonic, but hopefully I can make like a 720 code. We'll work all that out and we'll put the link below. All right, this is my code there. All right, well, use this code. I'm not important enough to have 720 yet. We'll work it out. Now, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to deploy some capital, make some gains. We're not just after points. We're after, we're not after trying to bridge across $100 if you're from a lower income area, if you don't have a whole lot of money and you don't really like DeFi that much, and you're just thinking, well, I'll put it in at $100 and hopefully I'll get $1,000 back. It's not going to work like that. You need to get points. But the good thing is we're making crypto fun again. By that, I mean, as you learn something else, you find a passion for something. Like I've got a massive passion for staking on Solana. I've got a massive passion for Jupiter and Meteora and Camino and these DeFi primitives on Solana, which are freaking sick. But on Sonic, there's so much you need to learn, and you need to join the communities and whatnot. And of course, you need to stay safe out there. But you need to get amongst it. That's the basic TLDR. You need to get amongst it. At this point, we can click on Earn, and we can earn if we want to by depositing on Ethereum and minting. I'm not like too fond of this. You can do it, but this is how a lot of bridge money comes in. Depositing on Sonic. You can check this out as well. Bridge swap using these different partners. Unsure if there's a partner with deBridge, but it doesn't really matter because I'll show you in a moment. What we want really is down here in these apps. These apps here, these are the apps that will get, if you using your tokens in some capacity in these apps, some you like, some will be, they're not all endorsed by Sonic Labs. They're not actually endorsed, so some won't be good, some will be good. But Curve is obviously a fantastic one. Shadow is one I'm going to show you, and there's another one that relates to DLMM as well. But you put your crypto to work there, and you start to get rewards. You get points which will translate to tokens. You can have a read of this. Basically, it's 200 million S airdrop, which is probably like at Sonic at $2. I mean, it's $400 million. It's pretty decent. It's nothing. It's not going to be the biggest in history, but it's still decent, and you're just getting incentivized to have a bit of fun. So the first thing is to hold whitelisted assets. If you just hold them in your wallet, you get some points. If you go and use them DeFi, you get even more points. You get activity points. So that's what I think is far more fun, because that's where you learn stuff. Activity points, and there's app points. This is where the apps are actually given gems, and they can use those gems to distribute to their users. So ultimately, it is a points program, right? You can check out the frequently asked questions, and I encourage you to do so. Play with a few dollars and then work out what it is that you love about it. You can use rings if you want to come from like Ethereum or something like that. We can go like deposit. Maybe we're on, so we've got some WBTC, some ETH here. We deposit like 10 ETH. We get 10 SC ETH. I'm not doing this, but you can. Just keep in mind, if you go to redeem it, SC ETH for this, it takes 5 days. You can just swap it and then bridge it back if you want to, but you will lose a little bit of ETH. It does take a little bit of time. You can check out this Rings protocol here. This is more for those ETH people with a whole lot of ETH that just want to come over, bring over some assets, let it sit there. Remember, it could always depeg. Risk is very, very low. And it's not what I'm doing, but there'll be a lot of people that will happy to do that. Has been audited. An audit doesn't mean that it's guaranteed to not have any exploits. There's many things that go wrong, but in general, it's far better that you have multiple audits. So this is good. Shadow is where the party's at. Shadow is the DEX that's getting a whole lot of attention, and we can check that out on Sonic here. there's a few things we need to cover, but we'll cover them as people request for them. So you let me know what you want covered, and we'll just do a little video on that. Shadow exchange is, like I said, where the party's at. Makes a whole lot of fees, revenue, and spot volume. The fees, they all go back to the actual token holder. So here I'm not going to show you how it's all done, but we'll kind of just touch on a couple of things because we can make our own dedicated little video. That's pretty easy. So you've got liquidity, and it gives you the APR. We can sort this up to go by the fastest, but what I like to see is the epoch rewards. Now, if you see something like Shadow and Sonic, which is like staked Sonic, and if we click into the deposit here, we can see that actually the APR is not that high. It's only super high if you go with a very aggressive band, which means you can deploy liquidity here. If the price moves, then you stop earning it. So that's for like fantastic market makers that know what's happening and are like watching the screen all the time. This is similar deal as this one. Narrow and wide are probably your best bets. Passive is also an option. Now, Shadow has been going down in price. I'll show you that shortly. So this is probably not the best one to start off with, just more letting you know that in the liquidity section, that is earning decent rewards. Epoch rewards get distributed each Thursday. I haven't got any yet. I'll get some tomorrow, and I'll work out how they kind of were. You may want to go with something like S and USDC. You get the Epoch rewards. These will be nice little juicy bonus that happens each week, and it comes to the TVL. It comes to, you know, all the active TVL. So this, I don't even know what eggs is, could be a meme coin or whatever, but you probably want to go with something like this. Now over here you see the activity points. So this is an 8x, this is an 18x, this is a 10x, so 12x. So this is probably a nice little pool. Of course, if Sonic goes down, then you get a lot more USDC, but Sonic's probably more inclined to go up because of the hype and attention, but it is due for a pullback, and it's having a little bit of a pullback. It just went up so fast, so quickly. So Sonic, this is where the party's at, I reckon. Go play here if you want, not financial advice, just to have a bit of fun. You're going to be rewarded, as you can see, with essentially X Shadow. X Shadow is like staked tokens, and you can go and stake those tokens, well, they're staked, and you end up getting rewards further, which I'll cover in another video. You can sell your Shadow, your X Shadow, for Shadow, and you will lose 50%, or you can unstake it over 180 days, and then you'll get it all back. But I mean, it's still, you know, it's still for free, fun money, right? We can go over that more in that dedicated DApp. But basically, this is encouraging the 3-3 model. 3-3 model, if you're not aware of it, it's basically, it's trying to encourage the people to stake and hold, be loyal to a program or DApp or whatever, and then get rewarded. And that's essentially what you want. Otherwise, you have this mercenary farming thing, which happened in the previous cycle. It'll happen all the time, where you'll farm the rewards and there's just sell pressure. Price goes down, but what makes the price go up? Well, this is their kind of solution to it. Here's a little bit of a blurb. You can freeze the frame. You can find it in Discord if you like. But X Shadow is a non-transferable governance token obtained through staking Shadow, or you just get it as a reward, right? Provide liquidity LP on Gauge farms, as we just mentioned. Exiting X33, which is a liquid staked version of X Shadow, and it's used for voting and earning fees and bribes, earns rewards in the forms of tokens collected through voting as fees, bribes, and can exit back to Shadow with penalties. I think it's a pretty cool system, to be perfectly honest. Shadow and USDC, you can see the chart here, it just rocketed up and it's come on down. So you got to be mindful. You can use your own technical analysis skills here. If something goes from like $7 to $200 in a matter of under a month, you know, that's going to have a bit of a pullback, right? So don't necessarily think it's going to go up forever, and you may not even want to hold it, but you may want to have a small amount just to play and get amongst it. Now let's talk about NFTs. We've got a few different NFTs out there. We've got derps. These are pretty expensive, and they're kind of used by the devs in the ecosystem. There are 2,000 items. There's other ones that are even more expensive than this. Very, very, very expensive. And they're getting some sort of airdrops. So you may want to look into getting something like this. They're used by devs. They're kind of like, almost like crypto punks in a sense. But I'm not a big fan of NFTs because they don't tend to really, really rock it up. Can't sort this by floor price here. I guess it's a new thing over here. But the big ones are derb dudes. So floor price 900 here, derb dudes. You can check this out if you've got a whole lot of moolah and you want to get amongst it. But more pointing out, this is what you can do with it. Not a big, I'm not going to be deploying capital to there. DeFi is my skill set. There's a whole lot of rather random NFT collections as well, which you may like. I don't, but I'm letting you know that it exists. Now, one reason why Derb's dudes are doing so well is they got airdropped 100 Shadow, Derb's got 17, and it's OG NFT on Sonic. Thank you for that, by the way. Derb mooning, Uppies airdroppers up, Sonic team, eco builders have Derb PFP. So I'm not going to send it, but I'm just letting you know that's kind of the narrative behind it. The actual market cap of this token, they have like a meme coin. We'll change this to a better chart, I guess. It's a bit volatile, of course, but maybe if there's a whole lot of recent volume, you may want to go and DLMM this, which I'll teach you about later. I don't even know if you can DLMM this specific market, but DLMMing is dynamic liquidity market making. It is on Meteora. It's also on Avalanche, but Meteora on Solana is the best place to DLMM. It's freaking epic. I would have to dedicate a video on this, but you can work it out if you've seen it in my Meteora content. Essentially, you can provide a very, very narrow band and capture a whole lot of feeds. Let's actually just quickly see if DERP actually has a pool that allows us to DLMM. It does not. So it's not as, maybe I guess it's not as permissionless, or no one's created a pool. I'm not entirely sure. There's a lot of stuff we need to learn over here. Either way, you can see, you can have a look by like a whole lot of volume, see if it's something that doesn't have a massive amount of liquidity, and then you could work out what the fee looks like. And maybe you want to get amongst it. Maybe S and Metro could do well. I'm not going to say what until I've had more of a play around, but I'm putting it on your radar because people are smart out there and they will get amongst it. It has been audited. It is it's been audited. I guess it's a fork, and Metropolis features on top audits. You can have a look at this yourself to see, like, how it kind of looks. If you're unsure how to read all these sort of things, then flick into their Discord, Telegram, or whatever, and just like ask for help, or just get ChatGPT to help you out here. At the end of the day, the party's happening over here, so I reckon you may probably want to get amongst it, to be perfectly honest. There's a lot of DeFi opportunities available out there, but I think right now Sonic's pulling a whole lot of attention, and so you may want to go and get some rewards, take some profits, reinvest some, whatever. Just learn. Just make crypto fun again by having a fun time on the blockchain. It's a high-performance blockchain. It looks like it's going to do pretty damn well. They're really coordinated with their marketing, so get amongst it. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe. Check out these other 2 random videos over here to learn more about DeFi or crypto or whatever.